the ultra dessert by then, well, you'll be begging me to let you explode! Capiche? Aye, aye, ma'am!
The PlayStation Portable was a strange and wonderful machine, like a pocket-sized fever dream where creativity ran wild and logic sometimes took the day off. Beneath its library of big-name titles lurked a treasure trove of wonderfully weird games that defied genres, expectations, and sometimes basic sanity. From platforming carpenters to 30-second RPGs, these oddballs didn't just think outside the box. They blew the box up with a glitter cannon. If you've ever wanted to play something truly offbeat, hilarious, or just plain, what did I just play? Then it's time to dive into 15 weird PSP games you should actually play.
Boom, 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 boom.
Patapon. Marching eyeballs, rhythmic war chants, and a tribe that worships you like some divine metronome. That's not your everyday hero fantasy. But here, you won't swing swords or cast spells directly. You'll bang on celestial drums to command your adorable one-eyed army into battle. And if you mess up the beat, well, your entire squad just stands there blinking like they've never seen combat in their life. Released in 2007, this genre-defying oddball blends rhythm, strategy, and tribal warfare in one of the most bizarrely hypnotic ways imaginable. You'll guide your troop of beat-loving warriors, archers, spearmen, and club-wielding lunks through monster-infested lands, all while keeping perfect time to 4 sacred drumbeat. As the all-seeing deity, your job is to hit the right musical combos to move, attack, or summon a miracle like rain or wind, because who needs umbrellas when you're a god? The art style, minimalist, cute, and weirdly stylish. The enemies? Giant beasts, rival tribes, and one queen who sells her soul for a demon. It's got prophecy, apocalypse, betrayal, and yes, a final destination called Earth End, where nobody really knows what IT is. Play it once and you'll be chanting Pata Pata Patapon in your sleep. Work time fun. You know a game is off the rails when its title is literally a euphemism for screaming into the void. This fever dream dropped in 2006 and dares to turn the mundane agony of low-wage jobs into full-blown satire. You're not a hero, a soldier, or even a donut, just another poor soul hired by the job demon to cap pens, sort baby chicks, and not accidentally karate chop cartoon pandas at a lumber mill. Welcome to the most gloriously absurd take on employment since, well, real employment. Instead of epic quests, you'll be shoving chicken genders into boxes and doing manual labor that would make even office intern. And what do you get for this pixelated paycheck? More terrible jobs. Unless the gachapon gods bless you with something remotely fun, like a playable calculator or a flashlight gadget for your PSP. Yes, seriously. There's even a spam email system that steals your money if you're gullible enough to click it. Every action in this game is designed to test your patience, your reflexes, and your grip on reality. It's a parody of capitalism with minigames, so intentionally soul-sucking, it loops around and becomes brilliant. So yeah, get in loser, we're sorting poultry. Gitaroo Man Lives. It all starts with a kid named U1, a name that sounds more like a USB port than a hero, who's perpetually bullied and can't even catch the attention of his crush. Then, his talking dog, yes, that happens, throws him a magical guitar, and suddenly he's space jamming his way to self-esteem. Released in 2006 for PSP, this port takes the PS2's most underrated rhythm epic and cranks the weirdness to 11. The gameplay? You'll be rocking through galactic battles using analog stick wizardry, tracing wild patterns to strum your Gitaroo in time with absolutely infectious tracks. 1 minute you're serenading your enemy into submission. The next, you're dodging laser notes in an interplanetary music war. Every stage is a duel. Charge to heal, attack to shred, and guard to avoid getting sonically smacked. It's rhythm gaming, but if Guitar Hero had a Saturday morning anime crossover without a space opera. Also, bonus content on the PSP adds 2 fresh co-op levels with duet mode, so you and a buddy can harmonize like cosmic boy band rejects. Honestly, it's a coming-of-age tale told through musical combat and animated dog wisdom. And if that's not worth the download, nothing is. LocoRoco. You control the planet. That's right, you play as Mother Nature herself with a pair of shoulder buttons, tilting the world like a pinball machine to guide squishy, singing blobs of joy through colourful levels. Released in 2006, this game is basically what would happen if Jell-O became sentient, developed a love for singing, and decided to save their candy-coated world from space invaders made of black fuzz. You start off with one happy bouncer, munching on berries to grow into a gelatinous mass of up to 20 goo-goos. Need to squeeze through tight spots? No problem. You can split into tiny versions of yourself with the tap of a button, like a choir of jelly beans tumbling through a funhouse. Meanwhile, everything, absolutely everything, sings. As your squishy crew grows, the game's soundtrack layers up, with each one adding their own voice, until the level turns into a full-blown musical. You'll bounce, squeeze, roll, and blob your way past hazards and through puzzles, all while being serenaded by your own living chorus. It's physics, platforming, and pure serotonin in one weird, wobbly package. Bonus, there's a bird-powered minigame crane. Why? Because this game doesn't care about rules.
In this world, special laws apply. First, experience the 5 laws that rule this world.
Echochrome. Imagine if MC Escher built a theme park, but instead of screaming on roller coasters, you're silently guiding a faceless wooden mannequin through physics-defying puzzles while sipping existential tea. Released in 2008, this minimalist mind-melter turns optical illusions into actual gameplay. You don't move the character, it walks on its own. What you do is twist the entire universe around it like you're auditioning for the role of cosmic interior decorator. The catch? Reality is determined entirely by perspective. If 2 disconnected platforms look connected from your viewpoint, they are. Gaps disappear if hidden behind another structure. Falling off edges isn't failure, it's part of the plan. And the mannequin? It's like that quiet friend at a party who just wanders off into corners while you try to keep the vibes chill. Your only goal is to guide it to its own shadows, echoes of itself, scattered across the level's architectural nightmare. This is meditation in motion, with a haunting classical score and levels that resemble IKEA instruction manuals left out in the rain. You'll feel both godlike and helpless. And honestly, that's kind of beautiful, especially when up is just a matter of belief.
The all-seeing king of all cosmos and the wonderful royal family have come on down to Earth.
Me and My Katamari. When your dad accidentally tsunamis a turtle's island during vacation and casually asks you to roll up a new one out of garbage, that's just a Tuesday in this universe. Released in 2005, this portable entry continues the royal absurdity of building celestial bodies out of sushi rolls, parking meters, and entire children's birthday party. You play as the tiny, eternally sighing prince, tasked with rolling a sticky ball, called a Katamari, through tropical chaos to help displaced animals get new homes. Because clearly urban planning is best handled by a magic ball and a cosmic family in spandex. Gameplay is equal parts chaotic zen and surreal hoarding simulator. You roll over anything smaller than you: erasers, crabs, saxophones, random tourists, and watch your Katamari snowball into a city-sized monstrosity. Since the PSP lacks dual analog sticks, you'll be doing finger gymnastics with the D-pad and face buttons to mimic tank controls, while your thumbs scream for mercy. Meanwhile, the king of all cosmos yells in Shakespearean nonsense and passive-aggressive pride.
What was that all about? Prinny bombs for my Prinny friend. Prinny dude meets a Prinny end.
Prinny, can I really be the hero? You start with 1,000 lives, not because the game is generous, but because you're going to die. A lot. Released in 2009, this hilarious platformer tosses you into the stitched shoes of disposable penguin demons on a 10-hour quest to bake dessert for their demonic boss, or face an afterlife full of explosions and screaming. And you thought your kitchen nightmares were bad. You play as 100 of them, one after another, each literally exploding on death. The scarf they wear is the only thing separating them from spontaneous combustion. Your goal? Dash, double jump, slash, and hip pound your way through 6 netherworld zones filled with food-based bosses like the Gourmet King and Sir Sweet, a demonic patissier trying to blend your fellow penguins into candy. You'll commandeer mechs, detonate bombs, and spin until you're dizzy, just trying to survive the bullet hell chaos. And that's before unlocking the alternate Asagi mode, where an angry side character tries to hijack the main role. Get 100 collectibles, and you can battle Etna herself in a fan service boss rush for the ages. This game is the definition of over the top, and it's as sweet as it is savage.
Well, hello there. Look who finally decided to wake up. That won't do at all.
Deadhead Fred. Waking up in a jar without your head is a rough Monday, even for a private eye. Released in 2007, this twisted noir oddity blends zombie pulp, slapstick horror, and detective sarcasm into a Frankenstein smoothie of glorious weirdness. You're Fred, a gumshoe who's been murdered, decapitated, and stitched back to life by a nervous, mad scientist. Your goal? Solve your own murder by beating the brains out of mutants and gangsters, then literally wearing their heads. Each noggin you collect grants new powers. Smash through walls with the stone idol, climb buildings with skeletal claws, or squeeze through sawmills using a grotesque shrunken head. Oh, and there's one head, just for talking to folks without terrifying them. A mannequin face. How polite. You'll slink through radioactive slums, zombie neighborhoods, and sinister power plants, all while wisecracking like a brain-in-a-jar version of Humphrey Bogart with rage issue. The combat isn't exactly ballet, but who needs finesse when you can puke gasoline or headbutt someone with a tiki idol? Between pinball minigames, toxic worm power-ups, and a final boss named Lefty who has a Tommy gun leg, this one's equal parts B-movie and bizarre brilliance. Fred's head may be gone, but the game's unforgettable. Half-Minute Hero. The world's about to end in 30 seconds. No pressure. Released in 2009, this chaos-fueled, genre-hopping fever dream dares to ask, what if an entire JRPG happened faster than your microwave popcorn? You're the hero, and a villain's got a world-ending spell with a half-minute timer. Your only hope? Out-grind, out-equip, and out-sprint the apocalypse. And then do it again, 29 more times. But this is a six-headed hydra of insanity. In one mode, you're slashing slimes and panic leveling to slay a boss with seconds to spare. In another, You're an evil overlord, summoning minions in a real-time strategy brawl where the timer hates you. Then suddenly you're a princess playing bullet hell dodgeball on a sugar rush. Blink, and you're a bodyguard throwing cows at enemies to protect a chanting sage. Just when you think it can't get any weirder, you're fighting a boss in 3 seconds, literally. Time is currency, goddess statues take bribes, and red carpets literally rewind your life. Every mission is a frantic sprint of resource management, speed running and RPG parody. It's the only game where the loading screen lasts longer than the main quest. Buckle up, this clock doesn't wait. Jr. It begins with a class field trip, a cursed box, and a desperate attempt to impress a goth girl with OCD. What could go wrong? Released in 2005, this delightfully emo adventure stars the teenage son of the Grim Reaper. Think Deadpool meets Beetlejuice in detention. Armed with dual pistols and a scythe that's way too big for his tiny frame, you'll slash, shoot, and combo your way through waves of demonic chaos, all while trying not to get grounded by your literal dad, Death. Your squad of misfit friends is straight out of a rejected Tim Burton screenplay. A girl who bleeds from her hands when anxious, conjoined twins fused at the head, and an angry torso in a pickle jar named the Seep. Together, they unleash an ancient evil from a museum exhibit, because of course they do. Cue DJ's solo quest to fix it all before his dad finds out and ships him off to military school, or worse, summer school. Gameplay is equal parts hack and slash and chaotic gunplay, with combos that feel like breakdancing with a bazooka. The camera might fight you, but the charm wins. If you're into cute chaos and death in baggy pants, this is your final exam in weird.
The tasty smell of the start of a weenie roast. I need to get me some kielbasa and White Hots.
Harvey, Birdman, attorney at law. This is what happens when you mix legal drama with leftover Hanna-Barbera cartoons and a gallon of adult swim absurdity. Released in 2008, this legal thriller has you playing as a third-string superhero turned attorney, grilled by judges, roasted by witnesses, and somehow still losing cases to a guy named Blue Falcon. You're not here for Phoenix Wright's logic or dramatic finger-pointing. You're here to legally defend Magilla Gorilla and get arrested for being named Yaki Doodle. The gameplay borrows the Ace Attorney formula. Investigate scenes, collect ridiculous items, yes, including secret squirrel trenchcoats, and throw accusations like hot potatoes during trials. The twist? Instead of intense courtroom drama, you've got Birdman trying to remember if he actually passed the bar while being sued for pirating R&B music. The voice acting? Pure gold. Every returning cast member nails their lines like they're being paid in banana peels and sarcasm, except Stephen Colbert, who wisely flew the coop. Yes, it's short. Yes, it's janky. But if you ever wanted to cross-examine Peanut or shout, "Objection!" because someone made a bad pun about copyright law, you're in for one weird, wonderful ride. Legal system? More like loony system.
Most stories do. Once upon a time, in a swamp, where there lived a frog named Frogger and a toad named Toady. That's Lumpy!
Frogger Helmet Chaos. It begins, as all world-saving quests should, with a frog and a fruit. One sunny day, our green hero hops off for a tasty moon fruit snack, only to return and find his best buddy wearing a sketchy metal colander that screams alien Wi-Fi router. Welcome to the first 3D portable outing for everyone's favorite amphibian, released in 2005, where the stakes are as high as the logs are slippery. The premise? Mind control. The villain? A crocodile doctor with serious helmet envy. The gameplay? Imagine the classic arcade Leap Fest, now injected with platforming, brawling, vines swinging, and full-on frog espionage. You'll cross streets, rivers, and forests while dodging robotic insects and confronting hypnotized wildlife. Boss fights pop, in between levels like unexpected potholes on a toad's morning commute. And here's the kicker. The ending depends on your choices. Do well, and Frogger saves the world. Do poorly, and maybe he just gets a new hat. Oh. And the game lets you rotate the PSP vertically for some extra ribbit flip challenge. Because why not make gravity another enemy? Bonus points for including the OG 1981 Frogger arcade game, just in case you miss dying to traffic the old-fashioned way. Helmets off for this chaos. Exit. Most heroes have swords, guns, or magic. This guy, he's armed with a fedora, a trench coat, and Olympic-level parkour. Released in 2006, this stylish puzzler puts you in the slick shoes of Mr. ESC, a gentleman escapologist who handles disasters like collapsing skyscrapers and rising floodwaters the way most of us handle IKEA instructions, with confusion, sweat, and frantic stair-hopping. Your mission? Get out of burning buildings while saving helpless bystanders ranging from helpful young adults to waddling, stubborn couch potatoes. Oh, and patients who need to be carried like overripe produce. Every level is a logic bomb wrapped in a time bomb, and only your red-tide reflexes stand between glorious rescue and total embarrassment. You'll stack crates, extinguish fires, avoid electrical death hugs, and shout silent commands at people who won't move until you give them a firm touch of encouragement. Add in collapsing floors, deadly water traps, and a rival escape artist named Jet, with a jetpack, naturally, and things get real dicey, real fast. It's a puzzle game in disguise as a stylish noir action thriller. Think Mission Impossible, but if Tom Cruise wore loafers and got judged for saving nobody in under 2 minutes, Escape has never been this theatrical.
Yosuke Kotomoku, what are you doing?
As you can see, I'm just convincing people to sell their homes here.
Hammerin Hero. Sometimes saving the world doesn't require a cape, a sword, or a laser gun. Just a hard hat, a sledgehammer, and union-approved overalls. Released in 2008, this Japanese fever dream stars a heroic carpenter named Jen, who's less mild-mannered contractor and more platforming Bruce Springsteen. His mission? Stop evil corporations from gentrifying the city and brainwashing citizens, one whack at a time. Each level has you dressing up in outrageous disguises: a sushi chef, a baseball slugger, a DJ with a deadly mic spin, and hammering your way through bad guys like they owe you back pay. The gameplay's old-school side-scrolling action, but the personality? Off the scaffolding. You're not just jumping pits and bashing skulls, you're liberating neighborhoods with power tools, and the kind of determination only a working-class hero can muster. Between its colorful anime cutscenes, catchy soundtrack, and levels that feel like anti-capitalist fever dreams, this one hits different. Literally. If Super Mario ever moonlighted as a union leader, it'd probably look something like this. Princess Fistful of Cake. You thought Capture the Flag was chaotic. Now imagine the flag is a royally spoiled cupcake enthusiast who gets heavier every time you feed her cake. Released on PSP in 2010, this deliciously deranged multiplayer battler takes strategy, sugar, and slapstick to glorious extremes. Your goal? Rescue your princess, while stuffing the enemies full of frosted sabotage. With up to 32 players, or AI teammates if you're solo, you'll swing, shoot, chop, and occasionally explode your way across castles and battlegrounds. Grab a hat to transform into a warrior, mage, or cake-slinging worker, each with wild upgrades, like flamethrower fists or magical nosebleeds. Upgrade your base, build catapults, light your sword on fire with a torch, and for heaven's sake, keep your princess fed. The more cake she eats, the heavier she becomes, and suddenly that rescue mission becomes a cardio nightmare for the enemy. Throw in bonus classes like Ninja, invisible slicing, pirate, cannonball chaos, and giant, full-on people munching. And you've got yourself a war zone that feels like Monty Python directed a food fight. Add in modes like soccer with bombs, solo gladiator survival, and wild capture modes, and it's pure pastry-fueled pandemonium. Trust us, it's not easy being royalty when everyone wants your frosting. The PSP wasn't afraid to get weird, and we love it for that. These 15 wonderfully bizarre titles are proof that handheld gaming wasn't just about blockbusters. It was a breeding ground for beautifully bonkers ideas. If you're tired of the usual fare and want a break from seriousness, these games deliver delightful chaos with every button press. So go dust off that PSP, fire it up, and embrace the weird. You might just find your new favorite fever dream.
It's a cigarette lighter with the initials PP engraved on the side. I found it at your house, Birdman.
Oh, thanks for that evidence. That's great. For the other side...